Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 424, season 17. Today's date is April 8th, 2025, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I'm going to talk about a restaurant that was located on the north side of Chicago. There were two locations. It was called the Town and Country Restaurant, and according to some people on Facebook, this place was very good, and the food was excellent. So I'll give you a little history of the place, and I'll read off a menu from there. Also, I will talk about my memories of the Scottsdale bowling lanes that was located at West 83rd Street and South Cicero Avenue in the Scottsdale neighborhood. And I'll talk about my memories of going there as well. Before I get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Summit Cookie Bar. And it was like a candy bar. And this commercial is from 1979. I think it was introduced in the early 80s. I could be wrong, but I think it was right. It was about 79. So just sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Summit, it's the taste of the times when a snack this good tastes as light as it should. You love Summit after only one bite, 'cause it's peanuts, wafers, and light.
New Summit Cookie Bars. They're chocolatey with crisp baked wafers and crunchy peanuts sprinkled on top.
After only one bite, you love Summit, 'cause it's peanuts, wafers, and light.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Summit Cookie Bar. Let me give you a little history of this place. Not place, the product. Excuse me. Oh, that was crazy. So this candy bar was introduced, the commercial was from 1979, but some information said it was like in the early 1980s. So maybe it was around, that's kind of contradictory. But it was around the time when I was in high school, and I remember this candy bar. And sometimes they labeled cookie bars, but it was really a candy bar. And it consisted of two wafers covered with peanuts and all coated with chocolate. That sounded pretty good. And it was good. I remember eating that, In 1983, they changed it and they added more chocolate. But they changed it, and then that didn't work. So then they discontinued it. So they just stopped, and then it hasn't been reintroduced or like that. But I'm sure some people remember this candy bar. It reminds me of Twix. Only Twix doesn't have peanuts. It just has milk chocolate and a cookie bar, which is delicious. I love Twix. I think that was introduced at the same time. There are some commercials on YouTube if you care to watch. There's one, I don't know if it's there, but Kathy Lee Gifford is in one of them, and she looked so young back then. This is before she hosted with Regis Philbin, and did those commercials for Carnival Cruise. In the morning, in the evening, 8 we got fun. Those are hilarious. That was in the 80s, like that. So here's another candy bar that vanished, just like the Marathon Bar. I want that one to come back, because I think a lot of people want that to return. Oh, they want that candy bar to return so badly. I don't blame them. I want it too. It was delicious. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the restaurant Town and Country. There were two locations on the north side of Chicago. Also, my memories of the Scottsdale bowling lanes that was located on the southwest side. Before I get started, I'll give you a couple updates. One, I was supposed to go for chemo today, but they changed it, so I'm going to April 10th. And this is my sixth one. We'll see what will happen. Usually I go there, get a blood test, see the doctor, then do the chemo, then go home. It's going to be like that till June. Yeah, we'll see about that. Also, I noticed lately that I post stuff, and then you get trolls on social media. It happens all the time to me and a lot of people. I fall into victim, like to talk to them, and I should not do that. Just ignore them and delete their comments. Or if you want to ban them, go ahead. You block them and do that. I did that too. It's ridiculous. Like that. Look, this is my page. It's Van Chicagoland. I'll do what I please. Sometimes I tell people, if you don't like it, don't follow it. If you don't like to listen to my podcast, don't listen to it. Just it's not worth venting. Because these days there's a lot of anger and complaining, and it's never ending. How the country is. It's awful. I do my best to ignore it. That's how it is. I mean, I like to know what's going on, but I don't want to get involved or talk about it. It's not worth your stress level. It's just, I just want to talk about something nice, something memorable that people remembered in their childhood or like that. And it's a nice feeling. It really is like that. And I'm going to continue to do so. Why not? Okay, so that's my advice. I've seen this happen to a lot of people, especially in the media. They're just people are nasty. My goodness. The funniest thing is they complain the way they look, the way they talk, what they talk about. Same thing with me. I've had a few complaints. I had one guy. He commented, which was the most funniest thing in the world. I should have gotten offended, but not really. But he told me I was ugly. You're an ugly person. So I looked at his profile. He was no raving beauty himself, so I didn't say anything. I just blocked him. Well, that's all right. God gave me this face. What can I say? There's nothing I could do. All right, so now let's get started. We're going to talk about town and country. I got the information from the website. Just a second. Yeah, from the Digital Research Library of Illinois History Journal. That's Neil Gale. I haven't heard from him in a while. I wonder what happened to him. He disappeared. I hope he's okay. So, according to what it says, there was a man named Tony Smith, and he began his restaurant career and with a friend, and they opened the Copper Kettle restaurant that was located at Randolph and Dearborn in 1950 in downtown. And, I ought to do a podcast episode about that place. And so the brothers were Tony Smith and Ted Smith, and they travel around the restaurant and Europe, and they had a restaurant in mind. So in September 1955, they opened Town and Country Restaurant, and that was located at 5970 North Ridge Avenue. That's like at Peterson Avenue and Clark, right around that area. And it opened successfully like that. And so a sign hung over the restaurant says, "Every day is the only day of its kind." That's pretty good. And it was featured in a lot of magazines, and that's amazing. It really was. And let's see, the brothers, they ran it, but they also traveled a lot, and they would then they find recipes to give to the chefs to cook. They did that as well. Okay, and let's see what else. So they opened another restaurant like that, and I'm trying to find the address on this thing. Here it is. No, that's not it. So the other restaurant they opened right near the Kennedy Expressway. That opened on February 6, 1968, and that was located at 1500 West North Avenue. So that's about near Ashland. like that, and calling serving Chicagoland on wheels. So that's pretty good. And it was open 24 hours a day. So if you're driving on to Canada, you would see this place. I would imagine you would see the sign like that. So if you're on your way to the airport, I don't know if the airport was open around that time, but probably, or you're on your way on the north side, go ahead. And the inside of that restaurant that was located on North Avenue had an unusual wigwam ceiling. So it was like an umbrella like that. And it was like a brick chimney of that. And, it was like a coffee shop. So you can go in anytime, maybe get breakfast or have a cup of coffee. What was interesting about this was their bakery shop, and they're featured pastries. And it was delicious, like that. So, and let's see what else. I heard the cakes were delicious too, like that. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So, the one on Ridge Avenue, and near, like the Rogers Park neighborhood, they closed around April 1980, and about 6 weeks later, Carson's Ribs opened there. Yeah, I don't think Carson's Rib is there anymore. I don't think so. And then in 1987, the one located on North Avenue closed as well. Okay. And I don't know what's there now. Right now I don't know what was. Some people said it was a Blockbuster store. After that, could be, but now it's a Mercedes-Benz dealership. I don't know if that's still there as well. Probably. Okay. So so I have a menu. So let's see what we got real quick. This is from 1962. It showed cocktails, dry martini, Manhattan, old fashioned, whiskey sour, daiquiri, giblet, gin and tonic, Tom Collins, 70 cents. That's pretty good. Appetizers, they had a jumbo shrimp cocktail on coleslaw, shrimp Dijon, I can't pronounce that, Neapolitan ravioli with meat sauce, chopped chicken livers on tomato, herring and sour cream, or you want chilled tomato juice, grapefruit juice, fruit cup with all fruit and, fresh fruit, and assorted hors d'oeuvres. They had soup of the day. Their specialty was French onion soup with cheese croutons. That sounds good. You can have a cup or a bowl, whatever you like. Okay. For salads, they had fresh fruit salads. It says here a bouquet of fresh fruit, sherbet, and ribbon sandwiches. Holiday House, tender lettuce interspersed with julienne of turkey, bacon, tomatoes, wedges, and a boat of blue cheese dressing. They also had a triad salad. That's a Alaskan king crab meat, cottage cheese, Bartlett pear, hard-boiled egg, and a New Orleans shrimp salad with jumbo shrimp, hard-boiled eggs, anchovies, mixed green, tomato wedges, and a boat of Thousand Island dressing, or cocktail sauce. You can have coleslaw, stuffed tomato with Alaskan crab meat. You can have that. Okay. They served eggs, on the side dish, bacon, sausage, chicken livers, smoked ham, whatever you want. They had spaghetti with meat sauce, choice of salad, or either you want hash browns or French fried potatoes. Okay. Let's see what we got here. For this is sandwiches, they had the Town Burger. That's regular hamburger with grilled Bermuda onions, not oven, served with French fries or coleslaw or tossed salad. Grilled Canadian bacon with melted cheddar cheese on a sesame seed bun. King Oscar sardine sandwich. I don't like sardines. On rye with sliced Bermuda onions and sliced tomato. They had sliced roast turkey and blue cheese. open face on a rye bread. Okay. That's served with onion, tomato, and a pickle slice. Broiled deviled crab meat, on toast or French fries. Barbecue beef sandwich, and they had that. Windy City, that's like sliced chicken with crisp bacon, hard-boiled egg, and a tomato slice, and on tasty rye bread with Thousand Island dressing. They also had sliced chicken, a club sandwich, chicken, bacon, lettuce, tomato. Yeah, that stuff. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Their hot specialties were broiled sirloin steak. Okay. With mushroom wine sauce, served with French fries, onion rings, choice of potato, whatever you want. Broiled Canadian back ribs. I didn't know that. Also pan-fried chicken. It's like country style. And I get a corn stick. Choice of potatoes, blah, blah, blah. We got that. Also, they had a sirloin steak sandwich with aged prime beef, with onion rings, prime New York sirloin steak, prime New York sirloin. That was a 12-ounce and a 16-ounce. So you got a choice. You got a small or a big one. They had shish kebab, tender beef cubes basted with a herb wine sauce and skewered with pearl onions, green peppers, mushrooms, served with rice pilaf. That sounds good. And seafood, they had baked shrimp with, I can't pronounce that word, Dijon. Like it's Jonghe. I got to look that up and see how I pronounce it. With buttered breadcrumbs, whisper of garlic, onions, and herbs. French fries, jumbo shrimp with cocktail sauce, broiled fresh Lake Superior whitefish with lemon butter. The same thing, only with garlic, and broiled twin lobster tails with drawn butter. And you get served with potato or, like that. Now, the late night menu, sirloin steak sandwich, they had crepes, rolled thin, pancakes filled with apple or apricot sauce, whatever with apples and apricot sauce. Little thin pancakes, they had that, served with bacon or sausage. Chinese shrimp rolls, that's shrimps with garden spinach and mushrooms rolled in a thin pancake. Rolled pancakes with sour cream. Night Owl special was scrambled eggs with chives, little pig sausage, and topped with melted cheese and stewed tomatoes. They had ham and eggs, served with hash browns. Hot roast sirloin beef sandwich with pan gravy, French fries. They had spaghetti with meat sauce, Parmesan cheese, whatever you want. Jumbo shrimp. They had that on a skewer, if you like that. And Neapolitan ravioli is served with rich meat sauce, Parmesan cheese, and salad, choice of dressing. So we had that. Okay. Let's see. Then desserts, they had, this is my favorite. Dutch chocolate chiffon pie, fruit jello with sour cream, chilled Bartlett pears, farm-style rice pudding, Traverse Bay cherry pie, honey butter apple pie, Vienna apple strudel, Ludwig's cheesecake, chilled California peaches, Bavarian chocolate eclair. They had the pie of the week or the sherbet of the week. They had chocolate and vanilla ice cream. They had cake of the week. They had chocolate rum whipped cream cake, pound cake a la mode, fresh fruit cup, double fudge cake a la mode, chocolate or strawberry sundae, chilled honeydew or cantaloupe, that's in season. Also, they had strawberry cheesecake, fresh blueberries with sour cream. And also, they have the bakery shop, so you could take some home with you. And beverages, they had coffee, iced tea, Sanka. Who drinks Sanka these days? Pot of Darjeeling tea, milk, Coca-Cola, anything you want. And I think that's it. Yeah. So they had a very nice menu. Very nice menu indeed. So that's great. That sounds wonderful. All right. Right now I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to talk about the Scottsdale bowling lanes that was located on the southwest side of Chicago in the Scottsdale neighborhood. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the rest of the show, folks. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I am back. I want to apologize for for the menu. That was it was a long menu, but it was the food at the Town and Country restaurant looks so delicious. I wish it came back, but it's still missed to this day by people who have patronized there. So I don't blame them. All right. Right now, I'm going to talk about my memories of the Scottsdale bowling lanes. That was located at West 83rd Street and South Cicero Avenue in the Scottsdale neighborhood. When I lived in the Ashburn neighborhood, in the late, in the 70s and the 80s and 90s, whatever. When I was younger, I loved bowling. I always loved to bowl. That's one of my favorite sports. I tried out other sports. I didn't do very well at all. It was embarrassing. One sport after the other. I don't want to go into that in more detail, but I like bowling. I was fascinated by when I was a little boy, and there was a bowling alley in South Shore called Stars and Stripes. I talked about that in a previous podcast episode. That was located on East 75th Street of Exchange near Rainbow Beach. And when we moved to Roseland, there was the Rose Bowl that was located at 115th and South Michigan Avenue. I never went bowling there, but I used to pass by it. And I remember the smell of the bowling alleys. They smelled like cigarettes and beer, and you hear all the sounds of the bowling balls crashing through the pins, knocking them down. That's a great memory. Anyway, I started to learn how to bowl. Well, maybe 11 or 12. I went with my friends and my brothers. We played. It was a lot of fun. The bowling alley we used to go a lot was Fort City Bowling Center. That was located at the Fort City Mall at 76 and Cicero. And we used to go there all the time. And I talked about this place a long time ago on a podcast episode. They had the free red pin. So when the red pin came down in the middle, you would contact the guy at the desk, or wave at him or call him. And he said, yeah. I mean, if you knock down the red pin with the rest of the pins, you get a free game. That's how it was. That was fun. At Scottsdale, that did not happen. I don't think they had free games. I don't remember having free games there. There was another bowling alley in my neighborhood. It was called Loretta Lanes. I went once. Don't remember much about it, but now it's Bluebird Lanes. I heard it was closing, but I think it's still open, I believe. I'm not sure. I got to double check. Anyway, Scottsdale Bowl, according to some sources, it opened in like 1955, 56, in the late 50s. And that area was not built up. According to sources, it was a former hangar. Maybe there was a little airport around that area. I didn't live there at the time. So I heard about Scottsdale Bowl, and I remember my memories bowling there. When I was at Bogan High School with my friends, we tried out for bowling, for the bowling team. My friend said, "You want to go? Want to try out for bowling?" I wasn't that good. I was okay, but the other kids that were trying out, they were excellent, much better than me. I don't know about my friend, but so we tried out twice, and I never got in. And he wanted to try a third time. I go, nah, that's it. They don't want us. They didn't. There was a teacher there, and he's also the bowling. He was in charge of bowling, and he said, no, you guys are not that good. So that was up to him. I wasn't angry at him. That was okay. Anyway, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed trying it out, and I played all throughout the years. At Fort City. But mostly about Scottsdale Bowl was they added video games there, a video arcade. I remember my first time of playing Pac-Man was there. It was not at Fort City Bowl. It was at Scottsdale. They also had pool tables, and I liked to play pool. I always loved that. And, when you go in, you get your bowling shoes. They sprayed them inside like that. And, it's a lot of fun, but I have a habit of rushing when I play. Don't rush, just take your time. When you get up to the line, like that, and make sure you get like that. So I figured, I finished the bowling, and so I had a lot of fun like that. Anyway, so that place opened, I think it closed about maybe the 90s sometime, and then they tore it down, and now it's an Aldi's grocery store. Okay. So, but I enjoy bowling. I haven't played in a long time. I really want to, but I can't find anyone to play with. That's the thing. I can go by myself, but it's not fun. It's fun to play with people like that. Anyway, so, so people that I used to live in the neighborhood remember that place. They had a lot of fun. They go up with their friends. They had leagues there, for many years. So that's kind of cool. All right. So that's it for this show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the Town and Country restaurant. They had 2 locations on the north side of Chicago. I read a menu from that. Also, my memories of the Scottsdale bowling lane, that was located at West 83rd Street and South Cicero Avenue in the Scottsdale neighborhood. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Amazon Music. If you have those apps on your phones or your tablet, tap on them, tap follow. You will receive a notification. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also be published on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. You can go there, click on the link, listen to the episodes if you like. Also, it's on my YouTube channel. Again and again, people ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. Just type in Van Chicagoland Stories or my name, Pico Stanas. Click subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And then you will get the latest episode. You'll receive a notification. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, be sure to my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit. Let's see. Blue Sky, Instagram. What's the other one? Threads and TikTok. Okay. So I won't do another podcast episode this weekend. I'm going to be busy. It's Record Store Day, and I will be appearing at the Blue Village Vinyl. I think that's what it's called. I'll make an appearance. You can stop by. I'll be there around maybe 11 o'clock, 11:30. I'll be there for a few hours. You can come in. You can talk to me. You can, I'll introduce myself. You can introduce yourselves as well. I would love to meet people. So I'll be making an appearance. It's be one of my first. So it'll be a lot of fun. That's located at 29 East Chicago Avenue in Westmont, Illinois. So it's Saturday, April 12th. Okay. So this is Pico Stanas, your host of Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. I had a good time. Maybe do a podcast episode on Sunday. We'll see. And it'll be number 425. So that'll be the last show of the 17th season. Okay. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from our favorite person in the whole wide world, Ray Rayner, saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.